Hello, everybody. Super Toad Productions here, and today we have.
The perfect dark girl, Foslerfer.
So, for the viewers that don't know you, who are you?
I'm a YouTuber. I am really big into retro gaming. I make content specifically about the early 2000s video game series Perfect Dark that was released on the N64 and the Xbox.
So, how did you get into, video games as a whole, I guess?
Um, let's see. I guess I've always been kind of the nerd in my like town, my area. And I think what initially had got me into video games was like watching YouTubers when I was really little, like maybe like 8 or 9, and I just loved watching Minecraft and Team Fortress 2. And then when Five Nights at Freddy's came out, I was really big into that. But I feel like that was pretty common for kids back then.
Nice. I like Five
And
Nights at
then
Freddy's a lot too.
yeah, me
And
too. I
TF2.
love FNAF. Yes, TF2. Oh, I loved the Scout. He's my favorite. But yeah, so I was really into games, watching games, and I didn't really have a computer, but eventually I got this crappy Chromebook and was playing all of the free games off Steam at like 12 frames per second. It was wonderful.
Yes. I
Um,
think a lot of older games kind of have a little bit more charm when you're playing them on lower graphics settings. Like, I can't
yeah,
imagine playing TF2 in like 4K, Ultra HD. It's just not meant for
yeah, no, it'd be weird.
that. So, how did you first play Perfect Dark Zero? Or Perfect Dark, I guess, first if you played that one first, but I don't know the order you played it in.
Well, I think the first one I played was Zero. I got my first console when I was 12. And it came with Rare Replay and Gears of War,
Nice.
I think it was. It was like a package deal. And at the time, it was the only thing that I had on the Xbox. So I decided that I couldn't play Gears of War. It was like out of my range of capability at the time, being 12. So I booted up Rare Replay, and my initial goal was to play through all of the games in chronological order. But I think by the time I had gotten to Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, or no, it was Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Oh, I love
That
Banjo.
one's awesome.
Yes, Nuts and Bolts is hated by a lot of people, but it is very good. But yeah, so I think it was Grabbed by the Ghoulies actually. I had gotten stuck on this level where you're in like this trash yard and you have to kill a bunch of spiders while only using weapons, and I just could not figure it out. And so I was like, okay, I'll just play Perfect Dark Zero, and come back to this. And I was a little apprehensive because Joanna looks a little mean on the cover. So I was worried. But I played it, and I never, for I think it was 5.5 years, I never went back and played Grab by the Ghoulies ever again.
That game's
The
awesome.
capitalism
I thought it
betrayed
was
me.
awesome.
Yes, I love Grab by the Ghoulies is a good game too.
Yes,
Yeah.
pretty much everything by Rare is good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they're
I like Perfect Dark and GoldenEye a lot. They aren't my favorites, but I like them.
it's
My favorite game of all time and favorite Rare game is Banjo Kazooie. I love Banjo Kazooie.
a good pick.
Um,
Yeah.
and Conker's Bad Fur Day is fun, but it has been like almost a decade since I've played it. So I need to actually like either because I had an Xbox One, but my sister has it now. So
Mm,
I'm probably just gonna like buy a bootleg copy for the N64 or just
real.
download it legally off the internet.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
because I want to play that game again because it's super fun. I made it to I made it to like near the end, like the war level, and I just couldn't get through like one specific part.
Oh yeah.
My favorite part of that game is the multiplayer. It's so
Hmm.
underrated. Rare is amazing at like
Oh yeah.
split screen games.
They are.
So
It's the classic couch game co-op.
Yes. Besides, Banjo Tooie also had really good local
Mhm. Oh yeah,
multiplayer. Besides, Perfect Dark, what's your favorite Rare game?
Grab by the Goalies for sure. Yeah,
That's a
I
good
love
one.
Cooper Big Fans. Yeah. Actually, fun fact, Steve Malpass, yes, it's Steve Malpass. He voices Jonathan in Perfect Dark and 64, and he also voices Cooper B. Chance in Grabbed by the Goalies. Yeah.
That's really interesting. I love it when actors, like share roles. Um,
Mhm.
like for instance, the last interview I did with Dorothy Fawn, she was in Danganronpa, and she plays like three characters in the same game, and I didn't even know that. Um,
Wow.
and I just like it when voice actors have like multiple good characters, and it's not just like one or two, like really, really good ones.
Yeah. It's a sign of having a very good range.
Yes. So when it comes to like non-rare games, what's your favorite game?
Ooh, let's see. If I would maybe say Driver San Francisco, but it's so difficult because yeah, I guess I'll go with Driver San Francisco. It's a really fun one. If you've ever played it, it's kind of out there.
Yeah,
It's
is
a little
that
bit,
the one where you can like transport into other people's minds?
yeah, the shift
Yeah.
mechanic where you can shift into other vehicles. Yeah, it's really cool.
I should play that at some point. I remember trying
Mhm.
to find a copy like years ago, and it's just super hard to get your hands on. I don't know
Yeah,
how
it's like
much of yeah.
it's taken off Marketplace, so it's
Yeah,
like
that's
deactivated.
I hate when companies do that. Like
Yeah.
Sonic, all the original Sonic games were like, especially Sonic 3, there was no re-releases of it for a while, and when they re-released it, they just removed all the music. Um, well, they used the beta music instead.
Huh.
Do you want to
That's
know
weird.
why?
Why?
Because Michael Jackson composed the soundtrack, and they wouldn't. His lawyers wouldn't let.
Oh,
Yeah,
the licensing.
they
That
wouldn't
always
even.
sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, Perfect Dark Zero is has something. It's not due to licensing. We really don't know why, but they re-released, not really, words, not re-released, but they updated the game in 2006 because there's like this really big glitch where like if you rapidly covered against a wall over and over, you would phase through the wall, and like obviously that's like really bad, especially for like if you're playing co-op or online and someone just, peeks in through the wall, that would suck. But they when they removed it, they removed like the triggers for a lot of the music to play. So in levels like subway retrieval or mission mansion, they are almost completely dead silent until you hit the trigger for the next track to play. And it's been almost 20 years, and we have not gotten a reason as to why it's like this or an update, even though the game has been remastered for Series X. So,
yeah, that is weird. Like
yeah.
just the triggers for the music just gone. I
Yeah,
that
and
can't
even the composer, he doesn't know why either.
that sounds like a really easy fix too. Um
Yeah.
like I don't know what engine that game was made on, but if it was like a mainstream engine like Unity, Unreal or anything, or was it made on like a proprietary engine?
Yeah, they made their own engine for it.
Yeah.
Cameo and Perfect Dark Zero use the same engine.
Oh, Cameo is really good. I forgot about that
Oh,
game.
yeah.
I love
Mhm.
every game Rare's made pretty much. Viva
Yeah.
Pinata, Banjo Kazooie. Did you ever play like the Banjo Kazooie games?
Yeah, yeah, I've played all three.
Have you played the GPA games?
No.
One of them's good. The
Hmm.
the racing one isn't that good though.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Nuts and
that
bolts are probably my fave out of all of the games.
interesting pick.
Controversial pick.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I know everybody I know who's actually, played Nuts and Bolts likes it. And from what I've heard, it's a good game, it's just not a good banjo game.
It's yeah, it's just really weird.
Yeah, like a car building simulator? Yes.
I think that's why I like it so much. It's just so like
Off the wall.
bizarre.
It's a fun fact about that one, which you might know, you might not know. Um, the they partnered up with Lunchables when that game came out, and you could get boxes of Lunchables, and on the back it would have like cardboard cars that you could make.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
What
and
a random collab.
they were also supposed to do a Banjo Kazooie Cartoon Network show as well, or maybe it was Nickelodeon. It was one or the other. Um, but like
Huh.
either they like I just don't think it was ever that big. It ever was gonna get an animated TV show.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Battletoads got a TV show. That's a rare game that got a TV show.
Hmm.
And wait, Viva Pinata had a TV show too. So
It
yeah,
did? I don't know
yeah.
that. Huh.
Um,
Interesting.
I think so. I think there was at least like animated shorts if it wasn't a full on TV show.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, Viva Pinata and Battletoads, I think at least got something. But yeah,
I remember when the rumors for the new Perfect Dark were coming out, everyone was thinking it was going to be a movie. And at the time, it was like probably late 2019, early 2020. And I kept on reading these articles, and I was like, I don't know, I don't know, I just don't see that. That seems like would be really left field for it to be a movie.
yeah,
Um, and then it came out that some people were saying, "Oh, it's a game," and then I was like, "No, there's no way." After all this time, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, we'll make a Perfect Dark game." That went really well the last time. That was received really well the last time. But
yeah.
I, I was wrong. Gladly so.
Wait, is it confirmed that there's a new Perfect Dark game?
Oh yeah, you didn't know?
I
Yes,
didn't know.
yeah.
No.
Mhm. Yeah, they're making a new one. They just released a trailer with gameplay in it. So, they've been working on it since, well, I don't know how long they've been working on it, but they first announced it like mid 2020. And then it's been going around a lot with the development. It's made by a studio that's specifically for the game, the Initiative. And then they partnered up with Crystal Dynamics. They've changed directors a lot, but the direction seems pretty cool. Like it's kind of like Mirror's Edge-esque with the parkour. Then it's kind of like its own timeline, which I was like, thank God, thank God.
Yes. You know,
I the Perfect Dark lore dates back to 4000, like 2000 or 4000 BC.
yeah,
So
you said that there was like I watched one of your YouTube videos, and you said that there was like a ton of lore, and I'm like, what?
yeah.
Yeah, Chris. Do you know what else Crystal Dynamics made?
Hmm.
Gex.
Really? I don't know that.
Yeah, and now Square Enix owns Gex.
Hmm.
Like the people that make Final Fantasy, and they're coming out with
That's so random.
the Gex trilogy this year. It was supposed to come out last year and the year before, and they're doing the Bubsy trilogy. Why?
Really?
Yes,
Bubsy?
yes, which means Bubsy 3D will be on the Switch and the PS5.
Oh boy. Someone call John Drawn.
Yes, you know what other 3D platformer is getting a remake?
Hmm.
Croc.
Hmm. Huh.
It. Have you ever heard of Croc?
I have not.
Okay, so it. I'll tell you the lore with this one. So Croc originally it was made by the same people as Star Fox, and originally they pitched it to Nintendo and they made it on the Super Nintendo, and it was a full 3D platformer starring Yoshi, and Nintendo was like, "Oh, that's really cool," but we're firing you guys because they didn't like that they used Yoshi as a placeholder for their game. So they fired that
Oh,
entire studio. And then they made Croc, and it ended up absolutely bombing, and nobody played it. Well, I feel like it had to be at least semi-successful because there was a Croc too. Um,
hmm,
but that's about it. And
weird. Huh.
Glover's getting a remake too. Well, Glover already got remade, but it's getting put.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, Limited Run Games did a pre-order campaign for the Switch version, and the digital version of the game isn't coming out for a long time, so they're just shipping a unfinished version of the game.
It's so weird.
Yeah, and I talked to the guy that actually I don't want to say it. I know the guy that handled the port for that. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want him to lose his job.
Real.
Yeah,
So real.
for sure. So besides video games, do you have any other interesting hobbies?
Well, I love to write. I make stories. I draw a lot. I've been drawing since I was 8 and making characters and stuff. So that's a really big passion of mine. It predates gaming for sure. Definitely predates Perfect Dark, but as in like me liking Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark came out before I was born, so but yeah, I love drawing. It's one of my favorite things, digital art. And then now I've recently been getting into like um recycling things like, sewing. Right now I'm sitting on a blanket that I made of like a bunch of my old shirts.
That's so cool.
It's very fun. I love doing stuff like that. And then I make I just love to sew and that sort of stuff. I have a bag that's shaped, that's over there. It's shaped like a guitar, but it's like a purse, and then you can like the headphone jack part of the aux cord, you can put your earbuds through it so you can listen to music while your iPod is in the thing. It's
That
very
is
fun. I
so
love it.
cool. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's super creative.
Thanks.
I
Yeah,
I am not that creative. That's awesome.
I just try to do my life philosophy is to try to do everything at least once and see if I like it. And if I don't like it, it's cool. But if I do, then like, yay, new self-discovery. And then I can add it to the list of things to do and keep myself occupied.
That's awesome. So, how do you know how many copies of Perfect Dark do you own?
It used to be 108 or 9, and then now it's down to like 80 something. There over time there's been a flood, and then I moved last year. I moved around I think 5 or 6 times, so things tend to get like lost in the shuffle. And then I've given some of them away. By the way, if anybody wants a copy, you're happy to reach out, or you're welcome to reach out to me. But please do not randomly send me your address. That is not a good idea. Don't do that to strangers on the internet.
Yes.
But I am. If anybody would like a copy, please reach out and we'll figure something out.
Will you sign
Um,
it?
yes, I have done signed copies before. I was very weirded out by that. At first I was like, why would anyone want a signed copy? But I was like, okay. In
Yeah.
full.
Like one time when I was a very young kid, I think I was like I don't know, maybe like 12, and I went to like this music thing with my aunt, and every time I'd see an artist, even though they were all like super small, nobody's ever heard of them, I would get them to sign whatever I bought from them.
Oh,
For
that's
like, because
cool.
I just thought it was so cool, and they all were like, "What?" Like they all thought it was the coolest thing, and I love it. Um, and like so many people do not understand how much people enjoy their art, and it's really cool.
It's very sweet, yeah.
Speaking of things that get lost in moving, guess what I lost in moving when I moved?
What?
My original copy of Scott Pilgrim. So for a while I just had all the books and all the stuff, but I didn't have the movie. Now I have like 2 copies hanging on my wall. And I'm thinking about getting a third because I
Why not?
Love that movie, game, now TV show, and book. It's awesome.
Hmm.
Recommend it to everybody in the audience. That's what I have to
Hmm.
say. So, if you were
Yeah.
to start collecting for another like franchise of like any piece of media ever and get like a million copies of it, what would it be?
Without a shadow of a doubt, it would be Smallville, the TV show Smallville. Love Smallville. It's my favorite show. If you don't know what Smallville is, it's like a Superman show, but it's not like superhero kind of thing. It's more of like a I wouldn't call it a soap opera, but it's like a TV drama series almost.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's got Tom Welling, Michael. His name starts last name starts with a B. I can't remember. And then a couple other famous actors. One of them is actually from a soap opera. It was on TV around the same time that Supernatural was. And they have some cool merchandise for Smallville. They have like one of the main character, Lana Lang, her necklace. Like she's got this like kryptonite necklace, and you can buy a replica of it. That's really cool. Then they've got like a role play game where you can like you get like a high school book as if you're like one of the characters, and then you can like it's just cool. They've
That
got a
is
lot of
so
like
cool.
really unique things.
For sure. That sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
Hmm.
Have you thought about like what merchandise of the show you would like be collecting?
I would definitely I would definitely get that role play. Like it's like a yearbook almost. That's pretty cool. And then
That is awesome.
yeah, and then there's something else that I can't quite remember. It was like it's like a piece of the ship that Clark Kent comes down from like Krypton or it's Krypton, right? Am I thinking of the right thing?
I,
Or am
I
I
have
like
no idea.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's Krypton. Yeah, his parents sent him off from space or whatever, and it's like a part of the ship that you can buy. That looks just like the one from the show. They did a really good job on making them look accurate. It's very cool, and I think they still make them as well. So,
Yes. I love having like little knickknacks that feel like things from whatever.
mhm.
Um,
Oh yeah,
like for instance, like I have this Mumbo Banjo Kazooie
oh
statue,
that's cool.
and I the thing is I wish it was something more like looked like something from the game. But this looks just like the N64 model. Like it feels like
It
it came right
does.
out of the game. Um,
It's like the same poly level.
yes, and the way I got it is I was at a convention, like a convention, and I saw this like 3D printing stand, and like you could like enter a raffle and like just one name would get picked. Everybody at the convention probably entered, and I won and I chose. I'm like, print me Mumbo. He's my favorite character,
Nice.
and I even named my dog Mumbo. Mumbo's my favorite Banjo Kazooie character. Mumbo's my favorite, probably not my favorite fictional character, but he's like definitely up there because he's just hilarious. He's just a silly guy. I love him. He should have been in Smash Bros.
That would have been cool. Joanna should have been in Smash Bros. But
Yes.
yeah.
And Perfect Dark Zero should be on the Switch.
It should. Or I think Perfect Dark is now. I never
Perfect
thought it was
Dark
gonna happen. And
is.
then yeah, I got a message from Graceful one day and he was like, "Hey, it happened." I was like, "No way."
Um,
Couldn't believe it.
yes. Conker's Bad Fur Day should be on the Switch too. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's not on the Switch yet. Conker's Bad Fur Day, sadly, no. And I think the reason why is because it's like too controversial. But
Um,
it's like it's rated M. There's an M, like they have an alternative version of the N64 app with M rated games. Why can't you just put it
yeah,
in
and Perfect
there?
Dark is rated M.
Yeah. I don't think it should be. I don't think Perfect Dark should
No.
be rated M. Like
I
I
think zero.
yeah. Yeah, and Conker's Bad Fur Day, I think probably should be rated M, but I played it when I was like 7 years old, and I'm fine. Like
Yeah.
that, yeah. Like I just don't see an issue with it. It's not that bad. It's not like you can get worse on the eShop. They sell terrible
Hmm.
things on the Switch eShop, and like you can find far more controversial games even physically, like the South Park games on the Switch. Why can't they
Oh
just
yeah.
put Conker's Bad Fur Day in the thing? Like, ugh, makes me upset.
Oh, Nintendo.
Like, yeah, but there was a Conker Game Boy game.
I did not know that. No,
There was,
it
and it
sounds
was
lovely.
well, it was kid friendly as well. Like it was based on
Oh,
his.
what the hell?
It's called Conker's Pocket Tales. And
Hmm.
depending on which Game Boy you're playing it on, it could be classified as a horror game, because the black and white version on the original Game Boy looks like horrifying, like straight out of a nightmare. It's terrifying. The loading screen's different, and it's just spooky. Um,
Hmm.
and that game just it. Well, it also wasn't very good. Like most of the Rareware Game Boy games are garbage.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the GBC game. I think it's either GBA or GBC for Perfect Dark. It's so
yeah,
it's like I don't want to say it's bad because it's just really interesting, like unique, I guess. Like it's like a shooter on a Game Boy. It
yeah.
seems kind of out of place, but it was technologically pretty cool. Like, it's got the voice lines and everything in there. Um, but the worst part I feel about the Game Boy game was the story because Jonathan is just inexplicably named Max Danger, but he's not Jonathan, he's Max Danger. His name is Max Danger. Like, come
That
on.
isn't.
And
That's
he's got
so
the same,
cringy.
like, why? And then he's got the same voice as Jonathan, and he's got the same face as Jonathan, but he's got red hair. For some reason, he's got red hair.
Yeah.
Um, and so, because I was like, well, Jonathan's got to be in this game because he's in all the other games and all the other books, and he's in the comics. No, for some reason they're just like, we're gonna shake it up.
Yes. Max Danger. Like his name is so like.
Hero-ish. Like this is a sci-fi game about
Yeah.
secret agents. Why is his name Max Danger?
I have no idea. That is hilarious though. Um, that's like in Yandere Simulator. There's a character's name that just translate to like carrot or something. Like,
Yeah, and then there's
cause
there's my waifu.
yeah, but my waifu is kind of that's funny because it's a pun. Like it's
Yeah,
supposed to
I
be
get.
like it's a
Well,
little
it is a silly game,
weird.
so.
It is. It's a little weird. But just using Google Translate, translating random word into Japanese, because there's a character literally named like Carrot, and I think the nurse's name was Eggplant. I'm dead serious. They changed it. Um,
That's lovely.
yeah, and it wasn't. I don't even think it was purposeful either. I think it was a mistranslation because the way eggplant and nurse are spelt in Japanese are like similar or something, and it was just like somebody pressed the wrong button on their keyboard, or Google Translate messed up, like so. I don't know. That's another situation of that being like funny.
It's so good. It reminds me of Mayhem. Ha 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 ha. Her name is Mayhem because she causes mayhem,
Or
but it's spelled like in like a way that makes it look like a name.
or Postal Dude being named Postal Dude. You, you ever
Yeah.
played the Postal games?
Yes. Yeah. Who
Okay, there.
hasn't?
A few people I know. I unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, there. Have you seen the Postal movie though?
No.
That the movie is peak fiction.
It is?
It's not like this. It's just super funny, and I might be in the wrong for that because everybody seems to like trash on it. Besides, like when I interviewed Mike J from Running with Scissors, he said that the movie wasn't the movie they wanted to make, but it ended up being a good movie. Um,
Mm-hmm.
And the Postal movie is hilarious. It's free on Tubi to watch. Nobody who watches this video has an excuse not to watch it. You can find it. It's free. And you're supporting the creators. You don't even have to pirate it.
There you
Um,
go.
like, Postal is epic.
I'll have to check it out. The
Yes.
movie.
Did you play the first one or the second one? I'm probably assuming the
The first
second.
one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Most people I know have only played the second one. And the first one's so much darker, which I can't tell if I like it or not. Uh, it's all right. You know what's a game very similar to Postal One?
Hmm.
Hatred. Have you ever heard of that? Hatred?
I have not. I have not heard
Okay.
of this.
It's not. You play as some like really edgy guy. Oh wait, yeah, his name is also super funny. So his whole like plot is that he's just sick with society and he wants to murder everybody. And at the beginning of the game, he says, "My name is not important," and that's his actual like in-game name
Oh
is
my
not
God, that is
important.
so good.
And the
That is
postal
hilarious.
it's like Postal One on steroids, and it's very interesting. And the news treated it like that game was going to end society. And it's like one of the only games that's rated adults only, exclusively for violence. And it is kind of deserved, but like Mortal Kombat's way worse. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like I think it's just because all like the goal is to just inherently just murder innocent people in
Oh yeah.
in hatred, but like it's a video game and him saying my name is not important. He doesn't take it seriously. He doesn't like it's a joke. It's not supposed to be like
Yeah.
serious.
It's
Um
satirical.
yes. Well, or maybe it is supposed to be really serious cuz I heard something about like the creators think it's like super serious. I love it when people try to be like super edgy and fail. Um
Yeah, me too.
yes, cuz like it's just like I don't know who it was, but there's somebody off the top of my head. If I remember by the end of the interview, I'll bring it up. But I don't
Mhm.
know. That's just like it's just when people try to be edge lords and act like they're like making the darkest thing ever, and it's awesome. It's just like it's kind of funny.
Yeah. You had mentioned earlier that you had named your dog after one of your favorite media characters. I actually have named my this is my cat Elvis. He's named after the alien. I've had him since he about a year now. He's from the streets. He's very greedy, very greedy. Right now he's I have next to me is my dresser and like the top drawer is just exclusively full of treats for him. He's actually sticking his head like trying to open the drawer to get the treats out. And then I have another cat who she's like giving me the stink eye across from me right now, named Velvet. She's named after Velvet Dark from the original Perfect Dark. And they're actually brother and sister. They look nearly like identical. If I can get her, if she'll let me. Velvet, you want to come over here? Come on, girl. She's like, they look the same, but she loves to hug. She loves to hug. But she's kind of like, she's got a small head. She's got like shrunk little head. Isn't that right, Tiny? Teeny Tiny? Want to say hi to the camera? She's so sweet. She's not as greedy as Elvis, though. That's an exclusively Elvis trait.
Yeah. I speaking of Elvis in Earthworm Jim, I don't know if you've ever played that game. Uh,
Heard
they
that.
in the third one, which is made by Rockstar Games. Like
Hmm.
yes, and it's weird. There's another funny piece I'll share about Earthworm Jim 3D in a minute, but there's a level where you have to save Elvis. And I don't know, it's really funny. And the guy that plays Homer Simpson plays Earthworm Jim in that game, and he does an amazing job, and it's hilarious.
Hmm.
Um, and I just thought to bring it up because you brought up your cat. Yes. Oh
Yes,
yeah. What?
everybody on everyone always asks, is he named after the famous singer? Is he named after the alien? And I always say, Elvis is named after the. Oh, please don't knock over my keyboard, Elvis. It's standing on my piano. Elvis is named after the alien from Perfect Dark, and the alien from Perfect Dark is named after the singer. So I guess in a roundabout way, he's named after the singer.
Yeah. I don't. I don't know where they got Mumbo's name from. I think it's just supposed to sound like gibberish.
Yeah,
Like the rest of his. Do you know the lore of like where most of his sounds came from?
I do not.
They would say like British swear words, but like try to like make it in a way where like it
Mhm.
wouldn't sound like bad words.
Huh.
And uh like just like make it like and then say the voice and then do it. Did you know that it's like the same guy that does almost every voice in that game?
Really? I did
Yeah,
not know
because
that.
I've seen a video of the guy doing both Banjo and Kazooie's voice, and he's really good at it. And I think
That's
he's
cool.
just like he's like literally just a like some random staff member that they were like
Yeah,
do the voice
that's
for
how it
these
goes.
guys. Yeah,
Hmm.
I hate how much they changed Banjo's voice in Tui. Like it didn't need to be
Oh,
that
yeah.
deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was purposeful or not, but he has a very different voice in Banjo Tooie, and it is very noticeable in my opinion. Um,
Hmm.
so I think I have one last question before we wrap things up, and it's the most important question of all. And I only ask this to specific people, and the reason why is because I usually forget. What is your favorite pizza topping?
Ooh, oh, that's difficult. Okay. I'm gonna give you two answers because there's two different types of pizza. If we're talking about garlic pizza, then red peppers. Red peppers on a garlic pizza is amazing. And if we're talking about regular cheese pizza, then probably probably just pepperoni. I think I'm just a pepperoni gal.
Can you guess my favorite?
Chicken wing. Um, something pepperoni. Pepperoni is normally people's go-to.
Mine's pineapple and ham and bacon. I love it.
Oh yeah. Hmm. People hate, but I've had it before. It's really not that bad.
Yeah, people treat it like it's a hate crime. Like I I I when in my like very first interview with Paul Hikari, me and him were talking about ham pineapple on pizza. Um,
Hmm.
and we went on a whole thing about how like it isn't a war crime. It's not that bad. It's really good actually.
Like
But yeah,
it's one of those things where you just kind of have to go in with like the mindset that like I'm not consuming a meaty pizza right now.
yeah,
Like I'm consuming this is a new dish.
yeah. And at least it's not anchovies. Like
Ugh.
why? I've never tried that. That sounds like ugh.
Yeah.
Like,
No, anchovies are gross.
I
They're really
love
salty.
I like fish, but I just can't imagine fish on pizza. No. Like
No.
I like sushi. Sushi's good.
Oh, me too. Yeah, love sushi.
What's your favorite kind of sushi?
Probably California roll.
Good pick. Good pick.
Yeah.
I like shrimp tempura sushi.
Ooh, shrimp and tempura is really good.
Do you like crab rangoons?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
you struck
Very
me as a
good.
crab rangoon person. I don't remember when I think I was scrolling on Twitter and I saw the picture of you with the Perfect Dark copies. And um, I usually, when I first see somebody and I'm thinking about interviewing them, I think whether or not they're gonna like crab rangoons and stuff like that. And you struck me as a crab rangoons person.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I'll eat nearly anything, honestly.
yeah, I love crab rangoons. They're so good, but like after you eat like I don't know like a ton of them, they just kind of like wear off on you because they're like really
Yeah,
like they're overpowering. And
they're thick almost.
yes,
Rich.
um, and but there's this one place near me that puts curry in their crab rangoons, and it tastes really good for some reason. I don't know.
That does sound good.
Yes, it adds a lot more flavor than just the crab and the other stuff. Um,
Hmm.
it's really good. Um, so, is there anything you'd like to say to the viewers before we, wrap things up?
Well, what I always say in my videos, in the descriptions of my videos, is if you ever feel worried about being yourself, don't, because there's nobody else who could be you. And whether that means collecting 100 random copies of Perfect Dark, or, having a weird hobby or interest, or just anything that people might judge you for, so long as you're being your best self and trying to be mindful of who you are as a person, then you're being the best that you can. And that is just perfect in itself.
Nice. So, is there anywhere where people can, follow you that I should put in the description?
Yes, I am Foslerfer on nearly everything except for Xbox. On Xbox, I am Foslerfer with another R at the end. Um, or, just Google the perfect dark girl and I'll pop up
Yeah,
probably.
or just Perfect Dark Zero and go to images
Yes,
eventually. Yeah,
go to images, I'm there.
yeah. Um, mhm. So, thank you everybody for watching. Um, yeah.